Manifesting is just as easy as breathing, seriously. And it took me years to understand that because the more I learned about manifestation, the more complicated I made it. There were techniques, there were affirmations, there were states, there was embodying, there was the 3D and the 4D. And eventually I thought, am I manifesting or am I studying for an exam? Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to Simply Mimi. Let's spend a few peaceful minutes together, okay? So I started learning about manifestation years ago with The Secret. And of course, once you started watching one person, you find another person, and then another person, and then another person. You know how algorithm works. Anyway, I listened to Jake Ducey. I read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I found Mary Kate and Scott Bryan. Then I found Joseph Ally. I really liked Joseph because he talked about these ideas in a way that felt more analytical. He would bring in science and explain why he believed this works. Okay, and I thought, okay, good. I'm not just doing something woo-woo thing here. So I'm kind of excited, but eventually, even though I was learning a lot, some of the terminology started getting complicated for me. So I keep searching. I found neural knowledge who connected manifestation with different religions, philosophy, and science. I was actually fascinated, but sometimes I would finish listening and thinking, and I think I understood that, maybe. Then I found Kathleen Cameron, and I kept hearing this word, embody. You have to embody the person who already has what you want, okay? But how do I embody? What exactly am I supposed to be doing on a Tuesday morning while I'm making breakfast? Am I now embodying? Am I not embodying? How do I know? I had somehow turned manifestation into homework. And then I found Erik. His YouTube channel is called The Power of I Am. Now, let me warn you though, Erik and I do not have exactly the same vocabulary. Let's just say this is going to be the Simply Mimi clean version in my channel, okay? But he explained something in a way that finally made the whole thing click for me. It's all about decision. You decide. That's it. You decide who you are. You decide what is true for you. And then you stop allowing everything you see around you to make that decision for you. In manifestation circles, people call the physical world around us the 3D. Your bank account is part of the 3D. The text message you didn't get is 3D. Your business having a terrible week is 3D. And then there's the 4D, which is your internal world, your imagination, your assumptions, who you've decided you are. And that helped me understand the concept at first. But Erik eventually simplified that too. He calls it 1D. And when I heard his explanation, I thought, oh, because think about what happens when I say, I'm financially secure in my 4D. But my bank account in the 3D says I'm broke. What did I just decide? That I'm broke, right? So I'm still checking one reality against another to find out which one is true. Erik's point is, stop separating them. You decide you're financially secure, then I am financially secure. Period. There's no waiting room between who you decided to be and who you are. It just is. And this is where another one of Erik's teachings finally made sense to me. Decide, deny, choose, be. Meaning decide, who am I? Something happens that contradicts it, then you just deny. And no, I don't mean deny reality like your electric bill isn't sitting on the kitchen counter. You pay the electric bill, but you deny that what you're seeing gets to tell you who you are. And then you choose again. I'm financially secure. And then be that person. Be that financially secured person. You just go live your life, go to work, pay your bills, have dinner, walk the dog, watch television. You don't have to sit there manifesting all day, because if you already are, what are you trying so hard to become? Right? And this was the final piece that made manifestation make sense to me. In Erik's teaching, who you are being is the cause. Your experience is the effect. That's why you don't keep looking outside yourself for permission to decide who you are. Think about how easily we do this with things we don't want. It's like, for example, someone can have a wonderful relationship, right? And lie in bed worrying about, what if he leaves me? What if there's someone else? What if this doesn't last? But there's no evidence. But in that moment, she's experiencing the fear like it's real. She doesn't stop and say, wait, is this my 3D or my 4D? It just feels true. So Erik's question is basically, if we've been doing that naturally our whole lives, why can't we deliberately do it in the direction we actually want? And that's why, after all these years of studying manifestation, I finally think it's as easy as breathing. I don't need another technique. I don't need to wonder whether I'm embodying correctly. I don't need to check which D I'm in. I just need to decide, who am I? And then stop arguing with my own decision. That's embodiment. That's what finally clicked for me. Decide, deny, choose, be. Because I am. I am who I said I am. And throughout this week, we're going to make this practical, right? We're going to talk about money, love, work, and those moments when life seems to be showing you the complete opposite of what you decide. And every day I'm going to ask you the same question. What did you decide? That's enough thinking for today. Now go enjoy your life.